are back. This is our third annual Teacher Town Hall. This year finds us in the beautiful confines of the New York City Public Library. We have just set the table, pulled the pin out of the grenade, that is Common Core standards, coming to 46 of our 50 states. We have heard what it's going to be like in Charlestown, Massachusetts. Let's go around the room and see the reaction elsewhere, starting with Tamara.
Okay, Brian, I have the results, though, first of the question. I'm holding the grenade. How prepared are you to teach to Common Core standards?
To see this.
Here we go. 32% very prepared, okay. 39% somewhat prepared, 17% unprepared, 12% unprepared. Good grief, somewhat unprepared, very unprepared, 12%. And, ma'am, you are in the 12%. You feel very unprepared. Why?
I feel very unprepared because we're in Philadelphia. We've been using a scripted program in our school for 2 years, and now I'm going back to teaching the way I taught in 2001 when I started teaching. So I'm unprepared, my students are unprepared, and I've had 4 or 5 days of professional development to last me for the year. And we're going to get more, but it's just right now that's how you feel. You are with the majority, ma'am, 39% who feel somewhat prepared, yes, but not very prepared.
Yes, I am. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and we are struggling there with having the state core content standards have been now aligned to the national, but we're not getting trained. Some of our courses, our subject areas, do not have curriculum guides. They're updating them and changing them. Seems as though as soon as we get one, another one is. I happen to be in the arts, and there is no updated curriculum.
So that's why you're at the somewhat prepared.
I'm somewhat prepared because I use my own.
And real quick, where do you feel on this?
I feel extremely prepared. I work at Harlem Link Charter School, and teachers play a big role in establishing the curriculum and shaping it. We look at Common Core as a way of thinking.
And I think it's the future.
Yeah, I think it helps students become, our scholars become just better thinkers and analyzing problems rather than just a yes or no question.
There's the range there, Brian.
All right, thank you. Quick local pronunciation guide, you visitors. Newark is 2 syllables when you come into the airport. If you're from around here, it's N-O-R-K, Nork. As a native born and raised New Jersey, and I can say that. Jenna?
I have 3 teachers here who feel very prepared, and I want to know what tools make you feel like this.
Well, we have had extensive training in our district on the Common Core. I implemented it last year as a 6th grade teacher of the math, and I loved it. There was a lot more hands-on, a lot more real-world application, and like the speaker said before, it goes much deeper rather than so broad, and it was a joy to work with it last year.
And you're actually supporting teachers teaching the Common Core.
Exactly. I'm a school librarian in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I'm really proud of that. What I'd like to say is that I've been gearing up for the Common Core standards for a long time because that's part of the American Association of School Librarian Standards. So it's, you know, we've been preparing for a long time because I can support the teachers with the multiple literacies that I've known and I've been trained on for a long time.
And of course the librarian is prepared.
Yeah.
You teach Spanish. Tell me how the Common Core applies to you.
Well, what I'm really excited about with the Common Core is that we're looking at reading the text and working with a high bar and getting students used to academic language, and that applies to my field as well. And I also want to say that there is help. We're in this together, that there's America Achieves has a website which has Common Core lessons that people can look at. We've got the 2 national unions that are working hard to create networks of excellence to instruct teachers how to be a profession, the professionals that they are. So I think that all of this, you know, it's not, I don't think, a train coming that we're so scared of. I think we embrace this because it means higher achievement for all our students.
Sounds like you're on the train. You're riding on the train.
It's going to be much more interesting to hear some of the politicians who supported it in theory find out what actually they were voting for. Rahima, what's so interesting, what I love about Teacher Town Hall 3 years running is the fact that you always hear the sentence, now we're supposed to do this, or I work for that, but really here's what I have to do for a living in the classroom.
Yeah, it's really interesting because sometimes the policy and the practical aspect of teaching don't come together. We saw it happen down in Florida. They had something called the Florida Comprehensive Aptitude Test on writing, and the year before they had 80% of their students score really high on the test. And they decided that in teacher evaluations that they would link 50% of the teacher's pay to the students' results on the test. Well, the next year, with the high standards, only 27% of the kids passed. Right. At that point, the politicians lowered the standard because they didn't want to take 50% of their economy and throw it down the drain. So when you talk about politicians and what they hope for and what they're going to get, it may not come together because the thing about Common Core and all of this, it's going to take time.
Right.
It is not going to happen in the morning. And parents have to be informed of that.
As our school librarian from Long Island said earlier, divorce counseling, nutrition counseling, and dealing with kids who go home to a household of poverty has never been measured and will never be measured on a standardized test. Rahema Ellis, Ted Chambers, thank you. Thank you for our report from Charlestown, Massachusetts. We're going to ask